What is going on, everyone, and welcome to Kart 6T3. My name is Ben. Thank you very much for stopping by. The whole rigmarole, first off, you know how it goes, and I'm sorry, but I have to say all this stuff. I have to, okay? If you didn't mind hitting a like during the video, or if you're new here, if you would subscribe, that would be fantastic. Every time I look at the numbers of subscribers to this channel, I am overwhelmed with the support and all the comments. Of course, I feel free anytime to leave a comment down below, a question, and a video idea, something you would like to know, something you might like to see a video about. I take that all in consideration. I put it in my list of things to do, and I try and get to it in a timely manner. Doesn't always happen that way, but I try. So I had this, this is a question that I had thought of before, but a viewer requested this video, and I thought, yep, that's 2 for 2. We're something I thought of and something they wanted to learn about. That makes a perfect video topic, and that is changing the left rear rim width, and what does that do? First things first, why would anybody change the width of their left rear rim? Well, there is a couple different competing theories here. Not even competing, there's just 2 reasons that you might do it. Number 1 would be stagger. If you're having a problem getting stagger into your cart, if whatever track you're on, say it's a real tight bull ring type scenario, and you need a lot of stagger, or you're indoors possibly, instead of stretching the crap out of, say, a right rear tire, or trying to shrink down your left rear as small as possible, one might take your rim width, which would be, say, a 6-inch or a 6.5 inch, and you might extend that to a 6.5 or a 6 3/4. So you're gonna widen that out. When you widen a rim out, it is going to shrink the circumference of the tire. That goes for your right side too. If you were to go, we're talking about left rear here, but we might as well mention the right side. If you're looking for a bigger stagger difference, normally we run 10-inch rims. But if you go to, say, a 9.5-inch rim on the right rear, that is going to increase the circumference of your tires, therefore giving you better stagger. All right, and reason number 2 is to change the spring rate of your tire sidewall. So as we discussed there, if I go ahead and take this distance and make it this distance, whatever whatever rim width that might be, 6-inch, 6.5-inch, out to 7, 8, whatever rim width you're increasing from. If you go from this to this, we just discussed how you're going to go from a taller tire. When you widen the rim, it's going to shrink the tire. Well, that's also going to change how much your sidewall is standing up. So if you are flattening down those sidewalls, and they don't actually flatten, they more round, so a sidewall will start more so like this, or have a bit of a curve to it. But as you widen that rim, you're going to shorten the sidewall, therefore reducing its ability to roll over, much like your right side tires. You know how we discussed before, how you go into the corner and you're leaning on that tire, it will balloon the inside. That's why the edge is so important on, say, a right rear tire, that you have a good edge there. It balloons the inside of the tire with G-forces and grip pushing against that tire. The same thing happens to your left rear, just not as big of a degree. So that is the same thing as your rear end is sliding, trying to find grip, trying to lock down. The left rear is also going to go from flat to actually like this. So the outside of the tire is going to balloon, much like the inside of the right rear. And to calm that down, say you're changing your stagger or whatever, but to calm that down, if you have less sidewall to move this way or that way, if you make that shorter, it's going to give less, and that's going to change the spring rate of your left rear tire. So when you reduce the spring rate of your left rear tire, or your right rear tire for that matter, there is an element of grip that you are giving up. So when tires are allowed to, I don't know if if this is a word, I'm going to use it. Undulate? Is that a word? I'm going to look it up. I think it's a word, but I could be wrong. So anyway, what that means to me is they conform to the track. As you go into the corner, whatever grip is available, whether it's dirt fault, whether it's wet, northern style grip, the tires are going to move underneath you. They're pneumatic. They have air in them, so they're not rigid. They're not just going to hold true. But the more that you take the sidewall out of the effect, with widening, is that right? Widening the left rear, you're taking the sidewall and you're shortening it. You're taking that ability to mold itself, so you're giving up an element of grip. And this might be the circumstance in, say, something down south, where you have so much grip that you're actually trying to shed grip. You're not treating your tires hard. You're not worried about that grip factor because it's hot summer, southern day, whatever. The calcium track, it's a blue groove, it's black. There's all sorts of grip in the track. You may be wanting to shed grip, and one of the ways to shed grip is to reduce your sidewall, the height of your sidewall, so that tire doesn't move as much, so it doesn't form to the track and try and gain as much as possible. You're actually, making it skate along just a little bit more, maybe to free that chassis up. So there you go, guys. I hope that explained a little bit. It's difficult to describe exactly what happens with these things and why people might do this, but this is my best understanding. I could possibly have people disagree with me. Hey, that's not why we do that at all, or that's not why I do it, and that's very well possible. I'm just giving you my opinion from the standpoint of this makes sense why people might do it and why I've done it before. Not so much giving up the sidewall, because I never make strength of the sidewall or how much it moves. If I do increase my left rear, it's usually for stagger. It's usually for a track where I'm going to need, increased stagger. I'm going to need 1 3/8 inches. I'm going to need 1.5 inches rear stagger for whatever reason. I'm going to go ahead and mount that left rear on, and it's a bear to mount, just to let you know. If you have a set tire ring, going to be a mother to get that thing to mount. But if you have an adjustable tire ring, you can really cinch that thing down. You can cause the beads to come out and meet the rim, so it does inflate better. Just letting you know, it is possible to do that. It is possible to put these 600 tires or whatever they are. Remember when Burris had a 7.0? Lots of tread there. That's one thing I probably should mention is you might be increasing the contact patch on the left rear a smidgen. Let's be honest, when you're looking at a tire, it only has so much contact patch, and then it definitely, it's not a true round. It kind of has a little bevel to it, to where that is the contact patch of the tire. So if you do extend the rim out, it is going to make it a little more bulbous. You're probably going to ride a little bit on the top edge of the sidewall, extending the tread width a little bit, but basically the tread width is the tread width, whatever they have designated as what rubber is going to hit the road, or track. In this instance, it's pretty much that. You are, depending on air pressure, if you're running too low air pressure, you're definitely going to be riding on the top side of the sidewall. So just be aware of that it may, change some of the dynamics of how that tire behaves. Just throwing it out there, just so you're cautious. Like, hey, man, you never mentioned this. Well, now I have. I got you, man. I got all the thoughts going through my head. By the way, did you know that you might be able to tell that I don't really script these things. When I was doing beer product reviews, I used to have a list of, this ingredient and that ingredient. And it was very kind of rigid type of thing. But now it may take me a couple times to get the flow going correctly. I may have to do maybe a little edit here and there, but I try and flow just with stream of consciousness. This is the stuff that goes through my brain. So every video you see isn't really scripted. There's no paper right here. It's just me kind of, these are my thoughts on it. You might want to consider this. Again, I'm not the end all be all. Always do your own research. Always, do your own experimentation on track, whether these things work for you or not. But I thought it was a really good topic, and thank you whoever reminded me of this video. I was like, yeah, I haven't done that one yet. That's a fantastic idea. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we're graduation party today. So I'm doing this. I got to do some other stuff, and then people are coming over. We're gonna have pulled pork. I'm smoking right now. Woo! And you don't care. I care. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be delicious. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Later.